Hello, good morning to all. My name is Dr. Deepak Paliwal, and I am working at Gitani Institute of Technical Studies Mechanical Engineering Department. I am going to discuss about time series analysis. This is a topic which is there in RTU syllabus in second year, fourth semester. So let us start the discussion on time series analysis. So if we understand a simple definition, if you see a simple definition of time series, then this is a time series is a sequence of numerical data points in successive order of a particular time period. Okay, so in general sense, what we can say, time series is a collection of data points. So this data point, these are in numerical in nature, and these are collected in successive order for a particular time period. So let us understand this with an example. Suppose there is any industry. The industry is producing a product from one production line, and let us say you are an engineer over there, and you are counting or collecting a data that how much this production line is producing the product in a particular month. So if you are focused on monthly data, then this becomes a monthly time series. Okay, so as an engineer, you are interested in finding out how many products are produced in the month of January. You collect that data, and then in the month of Feb also you collect the data that these many products have been produced from this manufacturing line, and likewise you go down the line to the complete year. So this is what the collection of data on monthly basis, and whatever data you are collecting, because these data are from a single attribute. For example, here I am discussing about the production of a product from a production line. So that product is a single attribute, okay, but that attribute is changing every month. The value of that attribute, which is let us say in the month of January the production line is producing 30 products. In the month of February the products are 35 in numbers. Similarly in March the number may become 32. So this 30, 35, 32, every month this number is generating. So with respect to time, so this is a time series based on monthly. Similarly, you can collect the data on weekly basis also, right? In this example, you can consider that suppose there is a workshop area, and in that workshop area, a particular person is consuming welding electrodes. So every week you can have the collection of data that these many numbers of welding electrodes have been consumed. Okay, so in the first week, let us say 15 electrodes were consumed. Then in the second week 20 electrodes are consumed, likewise. So in every week you are collecting data. Here every month you are collecting data. Similarly, if you collect the data in 4 months, you may collect data in a complete year. So this is what a time series. So time series is nothing but it is a collection of data with respect to time, and that time should be well defined. Okay, that time period should be well defined. So second thing that we can get from the time series is that this is an historical information. Okay, so last year if the company is producing these many data, these many products, so that in January and February, March, April, these many products are produced. So if you are collecting those things in the form of time series, then that means this is an historical information. And why we are collecting this in historical information? So that we can utilize this historical information to get some idea or clue about some future events. So this is somewhat kind of prediction platform. Okay, you collect the data, based on that data you predict the future events. So this can be seen in the terms of statistical technique also, right? So time series analysis is a statistical technique that deals with the time series data or trend analysis. So this word trend is very important, because when we talk about trend, then that means we are somewhere down the line talking about the graphical representation. So this is the graphical representation where we can see there are two axes. One axis is x-axis, where time information you can get. On the other side, in y-axis, you can get the information of data. And here you can see this is the collection of or representation of that particular item or product or whatever. It depends upon case to case, what case is there in front of you, and you are analyzing that case, representing that case in the terms of x and y axis, where x is time, x-axis is time, and y-axis is the data. Okay, so here the time is represented on x-axis, and the data will be represented on y-axis. In this figure you can clearly see that this is the collection of random data, because there is no specific pattern which you can see here. Okay, you just see up and down movements over there. So likewise, whenever we collect the data, we can find so many different type of patterns, representations. So here I have captured some representations where you can see over here, this is the time information, this is the data information, and here you can see that whatever information you are getting with respect to time, it is moving in a particular direction. As you can see clearly that this movement of data collection is proceeding in the upward direction with certain angle. Okay, so what is the advantage of this? Based on the, already as I said, this is an historical information, and this information gives you clue about the future events. So this is the historical information, and if we want to identify what will happen after some time, however we don't have any data. So let us say, suppose there is some time period at this point. So at this point, what you can expect the value of data. So you just project that point at some height, and then you project this trend with some certain angle. Definitely you can see some zone where you will find that in this zone the data can be estimated or expected. So here you are predicting the future events. This is the second representation, where you can see there are up and downs in the data collection, but at the same time there is a wave-like of motion. So in general sense we can say that this is a periodic motion. Okay, so data you are collecting has some period. Okay, and it accordingly it is repeating again and again. So if the data is repeating in such a fashion, that means that at some unknown time period you can easily find what will be the value of data. In the third case, in the third representation, you can see this is the collection of data, but at a particular time period the data information is jumped to a certain height, and then also it is following a straight line. So this is these are the three different kind of patterns that you can see. So likewise, you can find a variety of data patterns, and if time series is defined properly, then you can define it into two different types. One is stationary time series, and second is non-stationary time series. Stationary time series means it is a periodic motion, it is repeating again and again. However, in the non-stationary time periods, it will not repeat again and again. So I hope you have understood what is a time series. So let me repeat it again. Time series is just a collection of data, but the nature of data is such that the data value changes with respect to time, and that time depends upon you only, whether the time is a monthly time, it is a weekly time, it is a quarterly time, it is annual time. Second important thing is this is a historical information, and based on that historical information you can get an idea of future events. And third thing is in data analytics it is used as a statistical tool, or you can say technique, and based on that you can predict the future event and there may be large number of patterns you can find out to predict the future event. Thank you very much.